Hello? How's it going, Ash? And my stream headset's still messed up a bit. What's is the audio coming through for my headset? I think it's that one. How are you doing, Ash? How have you been? I did my second stream today, stream for an hour on TikTok. Really? That's awesome. How did you how did you stream on TikTok? Like, did you already have a following? Because I tried to do that myself, but you need like 1,000 followers or something like that. And I just haven't put that much time into that yet to achieve that. I had 75 followers, but it somehow gave me live access. Man, yeah, lucky. Now it could be a difference between like, did you do it off your like PC or did you stream from your mobile app? Because I was trying to stream obviously like WoW. Yeah, you did off WoW? Yeah, that's crazy. I wasn't able to get it up because it kept like it said like get 1,000 followers or like you can connect your other social medias to like show like you have a following. So I tried to do it for Twitch and I sent them like for like a week straight trying to prove that I own this Twitch and it just did not work. Yeah, I think I missed a couple of things. I really want to get on to some of these like raids that are on here, but it would be nice to get ahead of the curve, Dimensius, but I don't even know the fights. I've full cleared everything but the last boss on normal, and I can't recall any of the fights though. You need some delves. Yeah, we'll probably get up to some delves tonight. I was thinking of hopping over on Remix because it's the last week. Help anyone out over there. Because we are running out of time for that, where we still have like a month left of midnight. I don't know, like obviously ahead of the curve stuff and certain achievements are gonna disappear probably on the 20th. So that's like 7 days. I I just got my last two 80s done. Nice. Thank you, both Ash and Dux, for those Twitch primes. Much appreciated. PvP stuff is gone the 20th, so I really need to finish my elite set. Did you check out what Yogi was talking about last week for there was some PvP event? He said to get marks of honor. I didn't end up getting into much of that myself. 5 streams? Yeah, I gotta rebuild that streak. Oh. No, you didn't? Yeah, there was some like special game type. Let me switch the screen over here. Yeah, there was some screen. It was right here. This brawl was like something in Arathi Basin, and I guess it was scaled to season 1, so it was like super easy to go in and roll. Like, I guess you played against bots or something, but you could win in like 4 minutes, he was saying. What are you getting up into tonight? Well, Ash asked about some delves, so there's obviously today was reset, so we could do all reset stuff. There's that, but then there's also with Remix ending in 7 days. I'm not too like I might check out over here, see if anyone needs help still. Got to get that done. Well, I'm still in the spot from us taking our screenshot. Yeah, I will do. We'll do. That's what we'll more than likely get up to that. But I just am curious. 7 days left. What is it? 7 or 6 days left, something like that. I think I just need to say screw achievements myself because I still have like a couple that I could do over here. But well, did you end up checking to see if you bought all the Remix exclusive stuff? They like all these mounts here from this vendor was, and then if you come to this one too, or no, this is the toys one. Oh, there is Remix toys, specific toys. Well, that's a pet. That also is a pet. Maybe there was in toys, but there are pets. I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my bronze too on these pets. They're like just to get 3 out of 3. I'm gonna do that later at the end of the week, so they don't go to waste. Because I don't remember. I actually never played my Remix character from Mist afterwards. What did they do with the leftover bronze? Did they convert it to currency at all, or are they like gold, or they just said yoink and just made it disappear? Oh no, you didn't. That's so unfortunate. I luckily I played so much Remix that I had like endless amounts of bronze. But that is unfortunate. Yeah, I think I bought everything. So it's like, do I buy more decor or do I buy the pets? Both are RP. It's like that's the toughest decision. Do I go home RP or pet battle RP? Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking. How you know me too well. Can you still summon pet or sell pets, not summon? I should have been checking if these sell for like a decent amount and which ones. Because that used to be a pretty good market. Now, probably nobody still does pet battles except me, so I don't know how big of a market that is. I just bought all those pets and I don't even see them in my bag. Where'd they go? Oh, right here. Streaming has been a bit iffy. Me still. I know viewers come with time. Yeah, it's basically that's why like when I started, I had no ambition to start on Twitch because I've done it before. And even then, you got like for, if you go back like 12 years, something like that, when Twitch was basically only just starting. Like it was within the couple years, I can't quite remember the exact time. So the viewer base was like massively less. It was way harder to get affiliated and partnered. Like to make any money off Twitch was like very difficult then. And even then, like it was impossible to get going. Like you have to. The golden rule was like win the lottery basically. That was a way, or using all the other platforms to like grow it. So like that's what like it's gonna be the same thing I assume for everything. So if you're streaming on Twitch for Dead by Daylight, you're gonna want to use like Twitter, like Facebook, Instagram, like Reddit, every single other platform to pull people to your channel. And then you just have to endlessly do it because all you need is like one more viewer a day. Just think of it like that. So if you can convince one more person to come and hang out, take that as a W. And you just got to keep going more and more and more. That's why like I was just gonna do YouTube where it's much easier to get views because when you go to YouTube, you're actually like searching up a certain phrase, title, or person. Where on Twitch, me personally, all I do is what game am I playing? Click browse, click that game, and then I'm watching like the first 1 to 4 pages like of when you scroll. Because once you get like, how long do you want to be scrolling to find some entertainment? Like, do you want to just watch something that's out there, or do you want to be scrolling for 27 years to find the exact thing you want? Some pets are very valuable. Yeah, I should have looked up which one and see if I could have bought some extra one of them. And that's what like when I streamed years and years ago, luckily I was very good at the game that through that on server and a bunch of friends, they helped see and that's what it's way worse now than before. So I basically rounded up like 20-30 friends to watch my stream for like a week, which then put me onto like the bottom of page 2, and I just kept with it for like a month. And then I end up growing to like 300 viewers. And then like that's what at that point I'm on the first page. Where these days if I got 20-30 friends to join, I would still be on like page like 10 or something like that. So it's much harder to have like your friends boost your placement to help out, because like that's the luck part. If you can get on to being recommended for people or high up on the page numbers, getting there, that's like the hard part, the unfortunate part. But then like if you don't grow when you're on that part, that's like all on you. So that's what like you're just gonna have to keep with it and get one person a day. So what comes out next week? So next week on the pre-patch, you're gonna get all your new class changes, talents and abilities, except your new 91s. Usually it's that, and usually there's like some pre-patch quest line to like get you involved into the story, what's coming out. As far like I haven't looked into what's all exactly coming, but like that's like the main things usually. They usually take away ahead of the curve achievements and some other like achievements too. Like I heard what was I doing that last time I was here? When I kept failing instantly. Whatever achievement is from that person, that was it expeditions? I can't remember what that was called, but those achievements are going away. The PvP season will end. Yeah, that's another one. Maybe I'll help this team. Do I even have the right stuff on? I'll have to pay attention to that because from what I was messing around with last week, I had to really change up my gear to get it to work. Does anyone know the restrictions on... See, I know my YouTube's gonna hate that I do it, I think. I seen Bellier right before I started streaming. I seen he put out a new video, and I clicked it, and I'm reading the comment. It's about add-ons. I was gonna watch it on stream, but I don't know if that's like allowed too much. But have any of you guys seen it? Because it actually came out 5 hours ago. And it sounds like they're pulling back on the changes on add-ons, but I don't know at which point they're talking about. Are they talking about... Because they first was like, okay, no add-ons except like certain things. And then they're like, okay, we'll give you something back. So which way did they go with it? Did they just completely say, okay, all add-ons are acceptable again? Or did they take it away like no add-ons are acceptable? Bellier's video. It's like Bellular. I have not done this in a while. Watch me just fail miserably. I haven't watched it yet. I know that add-on creators had found some workaround. Well, that's kind of like, again, I haven't watched the actual video, but I was trying to briefly read the comments while I was setting up the stream. And that's what like what's going on? Oh shit, it's this week. Oh, I do have the wrong thing as well. Oh god, it's necrotic week. That's not what I want to see. I do have my talents wrong though. I can't adjust them in here. Well, that's unfortunate. I do remember this had to switch over to that. I don't know what else I changed, but that one for sure I remember. Well, I remember a lot of add-ons were pulling like the string saying like we're kind of like closing our door. But then I know when we last talked, you said at LVUI changed their mind, and I know they were one of them that said they were gonna shut up shop, but now they're back, I guess. But I also know they're always like that. I've heard that LVUI was gonna stop updating for years now. Well, I'm assuming whatever just came out that this video is about probably just happened in like the last 48 hours. And I've been pretty bad at looking at what's changing. Yeah, I'll have to remember to switch my spec because I removed a bunch of important talents because my guy was killing mobs when I didn't want it to. But now I want them to kill mobs. Well, that pretty much takes out this week. I unfortunately can't even boost people through 49s because with this necrotic debuff, that shit's gonna be a goddamn nightmare, so I'm not gonna dabble into that. Maybe we'll do some power leveling, but I can't feel bad. If they took this long to get their leveling, then it's or their boost. Okay, interesting. This other druid is smoking me. Maybe I need to get his talents. I don't even think if I change mine back to what my normal thing would be, I'd do that. I wonder if he has like raid talents from retail, where I just copy pasted wowheads. And I don't even know what that looks like, to be honest, still. I haven't touched anything in that sense. What did he end up running? Can you not look at people's talents? Oh, right here. Keeper of the Grove. Oh, he does have a way different build. I mean, this ability sucks. When does fights even last 30 seconds? This talent sucks. But I do know I want that talent back. Who built this at Wowhead? Does everyone have all their 80s done? And do I need to... What was I gonna boost myself? Oh, just some for professions. That's what it was. I don't know. Am I doing that? How much effort, Dux, is it to farm like a token a week or token a month using this strategy? Because then I could do like a token giveaway every week or a month. I have WoW time forever, so like that's what I don't even need game time myself. Then I can give it away. The concentration, the whole reason why you have like a bunch of alts. Like, is it gonna take all 300 of them to farm a key, like a token every week? Or is it every month that you're gonna have enough gold to buy a game time? Because obviously I don't have time to farm out 300 characters. But I could knock out like 20 this week. Alright, I'm gonna pause this music and play this video.
It's now not their work that I've got to talk about. You see, if you remember the add-on video from a few weeks ago, I told you about a strange situation where Blizzard appeared to have given add-on developers an inch, and, well, there were worries that maybe a mile would be taken. And on that front, amongst some others, I have serious updates for you. Now, if you don't want to learn about coding, you're not into games, just skip this. But if you're still here, well, the good news is that today's sponsor, someone who's generating a bunch of code that they don't understand. Alpha, Blizzard have been slowly giving add-ons some of their features back. And honestly, most of that's actually been great. It's been personal character information stuff and opening up customization for your unit frames and your nameplates. After all, their hard line was competitive advantage. It wasn't aesthetic preference. Then last month, I told you that Blizzard gave devs the okay on using a strange little workaround to indicate which mobs in a dungeon were casters. And now I'm going to show you some add-ons on the Midnight Beta, and you can just tell me whether they cross your
See, I never even played War Within and Dragonflight, so like even when I last played and it was like beyond casual, like I haven't played in forever, but I would play like the first month of some expansions. Like I remember Shadowlands, I think, is probably going to be like the most recent. I played like probably somewhere between 1 and 4 weeks, and I did a bit of Torghast. I did some of the Mythic Pluses. I did the first raid. I don't know if I ever got to end up doing any Mythic of it, but I know I full cleared on Heroic. And I don't recall like Plater or someone like customizing their Plater so much that it was like, okay, kick this spell. Maybe that was always out there, but I always just like knew the spell name. I never had something so customized that was like, don't kick this spell and then flash on this certain spell to kick it. Like something so customization like that. So I'm not even used to that, and I'm assuming like that's what people are gonna do with this that he's about to get into. Based on last expansion, you could farm a token probably with 20 tunes, but that's like an estimate. Uh, well, yeah, I maybe should, because if I could, oh wait, was that 20 tunes for a month based on last expansion or 20 tunes a week? Yeah, a month. Okay, so well, I already have what? I already have 40 characters because it's two of each class on each faction on two accounts. So I'd need to like double my roster to get one a week. Again, this is all roughly. And then I could do a token giveaway a week. That's something I could maybe knock out. Maybe while let me log into the second account. While I watch the rest of this video, I'm positive my YouTube stream is just like copy striking the hell out of me. That's like the worst. I don't know how people get around that. Once you get partnered with Twitch and YouTube, I wonder if you're allowed to watch certain things and not get like spam copyright warnings. Um, all right.
personal line. So let's take a look at these. First up, we've got Northern Sky Raid Tools. Here you see custom text in the middle of the screen counting down to an event. It also has custom text-to-speech, so the add-on dev here gets instructions piped into his ears as he's playing the game. Up here, we see the add-on reminding him to use his cooldown at the right time. And I think this next one is what many would find the most egregious. Here are the ads that you need to CC and the order in which you should CC them. And that's possible because the add-on has got access to enough information to customize the nameplate, meaning it can now show you the order in big plain text. So instead of a spell icon and a stack counter, you just see gameplay instructions. So that means that even though a line was drawn in the sand and it seemed the story was closed, somehow Palpatine add-ons returned. How's it all going on? What's up? Okay, first thing, disclaimer, a lot of this is rough work. It's people working out what's actually possible given the new rules and the wiggle room provided.
If I were you though, I would set up a team like you could use all the classes you have now, but just mass druids would be bis. What would be the benefit of having like mass druids? This might be like the best time to level. Does anyone even play this anymore? Maybe just me out here. Don't know why I can't move my... Gotta level my Moonguard character. That's what's important. Has nothing to do with farming gold. That was all just a trick, an excuse to let me level up my Moonguard Night Elf Priest. Female, of course. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what else my talents I all changed. I don't remember. But I don't think it's really gonna matter. Just because when you have to level or do specific quests, everything is the same. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's like if I'm having to level them. Like, if I gotta level them, I think that shit's off the table. That sounds like horrible. Plus, I only have 2 accounts. So I think I'll just like level one of everything on Moonguard Alliance. So I'm close to Goldshire, and then that would give me 30, 40, like 40 characters, I'm guessing. Because it's how many classes? 13 classes? Then so it's 26. Oh, I already have like 52 roughly then. And then I had an extra one from already being 80 on retail. Yeah, I think that's... And then even if I can only do a giveaway every other week, that's still pretty good. Hello, Fairy. How are you tonight? We were just discussing kind of like if I should boost some of my alts to use their concentration to farm up game time tokens to give away to the community. Because that's like Dux has a massive alt army of like 300 for that, where I'm just gonna have like around, I have like somewhere between like 40 and 50 right now. So as long as I can get a game time like every roughly 2 weeks, that's pretty good. I think I can do 2 a month. But we're also watching the new Bellier video that just came out like 5 hours ago because they made another change on add-ons, and that's what like that's one big thing on the 20th this month. I believe all the add-on changes are coming in, so we'll be messing around setting up for midnight, January 20th. I'm good. Gonna go to the shops. Gonna get a banh. Oh, that's Vietnamese sandwich or like a sub. I don't know what you guys refer to them. Those are so good. I agree.
By Blizzard. Most of the custom timers and text are not actually coming from the game itself. They're actually based on predetermined, pre-configured timelines that are made using this website. They track real time based on using whenever certain phases start, which is of course usually accurate enough with Blizzard's most recent designs. And what that means is none of this would actually cross Blizzard's original threshold of a computational add-on. That's because within the add-on, there's no logic assigning players certain things. There's just reminders of pre-assigned plans. Pre-assigned plans that you can make on an external website and copy-paste into the game, like many existing things. And I think that's the awkward part. You see, the combat API is still locked down. It's not like Blizzard unlocked it and that allowed for these new things to happen. No, all that we've got here is raiders being really creative, and they found ways to use other display tools to show things off to the player. And those display tools are the ones that Blizzard added for player customization. And that essentially is the issue. A lot of people said, look, I want visual customization of my game, not just to be stuck with default Blizz frames. Blizzard said, okay, we're going to release more customization to you.
Looking for nicotine pouches in Canada.
Okay,
More
thank you.
Canadians than ever are getting the
Thank you, ad.
So the question then is, do you think using these things, even though they're not computational, would be an
Just so you
advantage?
know, you
And
will
if so,
probably need to
given
level
a lot
tunes
of
at
what
some
Blizzard has
point,
said,
just not sure
do you think
yet.
it should be allowed? But if you think it shouldn't be allowed, should that...
That's what Fairy last week. The past 2 weeks, I've had like some of the best food. Like coming back from Niagara, we went to a Vietnamese place and I got pho, and then I also got right next door. Like I was going for that, but right next door, because we were in a new area that we never went. It just opened like a couple days before I went in, so I wanted to try it. And right next door was like a traditional Chinese place, so I got like Peking duck and barbecue duck on rice, and then a bunch of random like dumplings and uh, what are those things called? Pork buns. That was another thing, but that wasn't. Trying to remember what. God, I can't remember, and I'm gonna butcher it even guessing. But I was eating so good that day, and then we went out on. Oh, that's where we were. When I went to my doctor's appointment this week, I went to Noodle House, so I got like dan dan noodles and what was the other thing I got? Chashu. No, that's not it. Katsume. That's what I got. That's what it was. Chashu is the pork in ramen. So that's not what it was. Katsu. And I got that was the first time well, that was my second time having it, but the first time at like basically this restaurant was all about that, and that was like the only thing it made was different versions of that. So the past 2 weeks I've been eating so good. I've only had a banh once from a shop that actually like specialized in it, and it was so good, and it was like so cheap. So it was like I was surprised on like the ratings were insane for the restaurant. That's why we went to it. But that's what like for the price, I got like two. It was a couple years ago, so I can't quite remember, but like for 2 subs, I got it for like under $10, which was just like insane for the price of things these days. Dude, BM is so bad for PvP. I just don't want to restart my progress and swapping to MM. You always got me lost on PvP. I couldn't help you one bit. Did you reach out to Mr. Vibe to see? Oh, you're trying to solo shuffle, so I was gonna say, can he help you out? But I guess if it's solo shuffle, you're kind of all on your own. I don't even know. Like, I would strictly play for fun right now and kind of like learn what you can, even though things are changing, and just like not sweat it because at the end of the year, you're just gonna have people straight up trolling or people that are trying to try hard like you, but because of try harding and people are trolling, you never know like who's who, and then you just like get tilted and frustrated, and then nothing good comes of it. So I would just take this as like a learning step. Yeah, man, like, what's the quickest, usually, like, to get from the old level cap to the new level cap, you're talking usually, like, at least 5 hours, right? I'm trying to remember, like, because I only did one on this one, so I don't know what people were doing. And the last time I leveled even in oh no, I did level a lot in Dragonflight because there was that XP farm right here. Right, yeah, right here. If you killed mobs right here, you would level quickly. So you would join like the raid group that was farming this for, I don't know, rep or whatever. I can't remember what they're farming, but you would actually level quick, and I'd just like AFK there while the raid was farming. But that's what I don't know if I have like 50 characters and each one's gonna take me 5 hours. That sounds like a damn nightmare. I hate leveling so much. I like after questing hundreds of times, doing the same thing over and over on multiple characters. I wish I had enough time to get elite. Elite. Well, that's what this midnight. Set your goals, and we will achieve them all. Unless it's mythic rating, then you're doomed. Yeah, it depends. There's a buff or not. Light work. I don't know about that. The amount of times that if delves are still a thing, we're gonna be in there for like if we're having multiple characters, we're gonna be doing delves like 5 out of 7 of the days, and well, probably like 3 out of 7, and then 3 out of 7 we'll be doing mythic dungeon keys, and then 1 day a week we'll be raiding. Like that's how busy it's gonna be. Like if we have multiple alts. So I don't even know where we're mixing in farming old content for mounts because that's something I enjoy. I don't know where we're gonna add in the fun open world PvP and the BGs. We're gonna have to invent some more days a week or something. Or hopefully delves aren't a nightmare like they are right now, that they don't take half an hour for one. Or if they do, when they become like just make them useless after you don't need them, like right now where I can still benefit from them getting Guild Crest, remove that so like you can move on to a new chapter when you get to a certain strength level. That's my problem. See, some people like that actually, where I hate that, and that was the reason why I actually didn't like Diablo 4. I so the argument is like two things, like use all content so there's more things you can do a week. Where I'm like the opposite. I rather just play a second character that when something like when Dells, for example, let that shit die. Let that be early progression and then just focus on raids or high M plus keys and just let Dells become obsolete. But then other people on the other hand are like, why are we wasting good content? Make it all useful so there's more to do. So I know people have opposite opinions on that, and I think it comes down to how many characters you played, because like one of my buddies is like a diehard mage, and he has only played that like his entire time, where I am playing like every single class and spec, so two different points of views. Got to research professions. That is something we have to do. Yeah, I'm playing two characters at the most. I don't think I'll be that bad. Well, I'm imagining I'm gonna be somewhere between like 2 and 4. I know like it depends on what I do on each one, but I think that's kind of where I'll be at. Oh, look at Mr. Big Deal actually streaming over here. Yeah, yeah. I know it seems like I'm at this big shot here, but in reality, I have to pay all my bills still outside of streaming and YouTube. So all this, me when I was streaming like every day or every night, that is like basically my self goal is like to stream as much as possible, but there are like limitations to that because of like all these other factors. So I have to like balance it all until Mr. Big Shot becomes actual Mr. Big Shot, and we can start slapping away some work hours and slow down in like I've already pulled back how much like I study for classes, which I mean ain't the smartest thing, but I had to get some time. I ran out of hours of sleep that I could pull from because I was starting to like straight up die, so I couldn't pull back any more sleep hours, so I had to start taking it from somewhere. And that's what like I'm hoping midnight pre-patch and midnight release my YouTube will pop off, so then I can like get some revenue from there to then pull back some of my work hours. Like that's kind of my roadmap over the next 3 months of what I'm trying kind of focusing on. I have my setup is so scuffed right now. What did I just do? What is this big square thing that I just pulled? I've messed up my stream on accident. I was trying to slide it to my second screen because I was watching that Bellier video and I was trying to read comments, but then I ended up putting my stream on top of my WoW, so I couldn't even see my WoW. I'm excited for the praise system for solo gearing. What's that? That's what I'm ashamed that I bought the WoW Midnight Beta. I bought the Epic Edition and then I've been on it like 3 days. Like I think that's the worst thing that I wish I put way more time into was the Midnight Beta. Bills don't exist if you don't open them. Is that how that works? Well, I'll check that one out. I'll try that one this month, see how that turns out. What am I studying? So this year is just basically IT support specialist, but like the end goal is so my end goal currently was like cybersecurity, but that was pretty open-ended where by the end of this year I have to decide, am I going that route? Am I going cloud or am I going programming? I those were like the three sub options that was suggested to me, and what like kind of what they pay would fulfill like my lifestyle, because like basically how I came to this conclusion, because like obviously didn't grow up being like, hey, I want to be a warehouse manager, but and I still don't really know what I want to be, but what I did realize as I grew up is like, what do I want from life? And I love traveling and I love like traveling for food. So that's what like I would book destinations to see like wonders of the world. Certain like I'm not big into roller coasters, but like Disneyland and Universal have a lot of like 3D 4D rides. I love those. So there's like certain theme park rides I like. So I wouldn't go much to like a Six Flags or like a Busch Gardens, but like Disney and Universal and things like that. But basically travel and food is what I love, and on my current salary, I can kind of pull together 2 to 3 big trips a year, kind of like that, where I want to go and things I want to see before I'm like dead that list is pretty big, so I'm gonna have to do more than like 2 to 3 a year. So if I can do 2 to 3 a year on my current wage, I basically then doubled it. So then I know like I need to make that much money a year to fulfill this goal, and that's what I aim for. And then from there, I put that salary range into Google or wherever I put it, I can't remember. And it spit out like hundreds of jobs, and I just like went through it. I was like, okay, let's get like 5 of them or something like that. I ended up with 6. So my options were what were my options? So cloud, cybersecurity, and programming. I know people in those fields, and I've been on like computers for video games. So I was like, I sit at my t desk when I was younger all day on games. I think I can manage that for work, and I don't think I really care on what I do. If it's gonna fulfill my goals in life, then like I'll do basically anything kind of type thing. So those were 3 options. The other one was an accountant, and it was like a specific accountant. I can't remember the name. It was like CPA accountant or CDA. I can't remember. And then it was, what was the last 2 options? Air traffic control, which I ended up going, so you had to do an online course for that or test. I ended up passing that, and I got invited to do an in-person test. It's about an 8-hour written test, and I went and did that. I That did not go well. It did. I'm just gonna basically leave it at that because you're under an NDA for that. But it's all cognitive activity, and I worked the day before to like 10, and I had to go to the city for a test at 7 a.m. So I left my house at like 2:30, and let's just say I took the test with like 1 hour of sleep, and by hour 3, I was cooked. So that luckily that wasn't plan A. That was a backup plan. That I did the online test, and then it was like 6 or 8 months later they notified me with like 3 days notice of a test, and yeah, the prep was not there. I was feeling good on the first 2 hours, but by hour 3, I took a energy drink with me, and I don't drink caffeine, so I had a Red Bull, and I was just like I was like shaking from caffeine overdose. Like it was a mess. I don't regret the decision at all because all I never took like in house or in classroom tests before, so it felt like my first day of actual like college or university where all my tests now like it's all online for right now. So I got a new experience out of it, and it was cool going to meet like all this like airline people that I was never a big I actually hate airplane rides. I'm terrified of heights. It's the reason why I don't like traditional roller coasters. So, but not, like I went and did it anyways, and I enjoyed the experience. But that shit did not go well, I'll tell you that. You could finally quit stripping. Well, I'm never gonna quit that. I'm actually opening my business even more in Goldshire and WoW. It works in real life. I figured it's gotta work in WoW as well. See, you see my gold? Only have 43K. What am I gonna buy with that? So that's what we're gonna probably work to double that, if not like 10 times that in Goldshire. That's what I'm leveling this priest for. And this one right here, I should have picked a different name. Now we're gonna have to re-level again with a different name. Interesting. I heard the market got a bit saturated with cybersecurity, but those all seem solid. If you get a chance to do Mexico City, I'd strongly recommend it for food. They value their from Michelin restaurants is bonkers. Are you so? I'm with saying that. Have you been there or are you from there? Because I'll be honest, there was a couple places in the world that I want to go so bad, but then like I also have to value my life. So like one is like I would love to go to Africa to see the safari and the wildebeest like migration, the Nile River, like all that stuff. Like I was big into Animal Planet when I was younger, so there's like a bunch of stuff there. But then I also look up. I can't remember if it's North or South Africa, but like the kidnap rate's like 90% for white foreigners. So I don't know if I'd last, and that's like a little nerve-wracking if I'd go do that. CPA, Ryan was getting his degree for CPA. Well, yeah, so well, there you go. Ryan's an accountant or attempting to be one. But yeah, that was a good job. That was like probably what I should have went towards, 'cause it's in my family is my mom was an accountant, and that probably should have went like the way I went, but I had a buddy like super talk up all these tech fields, 'cause he's like he's from Texas, Houston, and he works for some, I'm assuming it's a massive firm or something. I don't even know what you refer to as, but I don't know exactly what he does because he's under your like government contract because he's doing some programming for, I don't even like that's what I don't even know. I don't know how much I'm even allowed to share. Like I think it was something to do with jets because he told me he basically had to be super vague with me as well. And that's what I don't even know how much was like maybe not as vague as it should have been. So maybe I don't want to sell them out here. But I believe there was a government contract and it had something to do with jets. That's all I know, and he was programming for that. 5 out of 6 wins for only 55 rating. Oh, how I just want this to be done already. Okay, so the key to that is remember your goal and you can't give up. That was my mentality when I was talking about when I was trying to get those high rate percents on all the other Blizzard games, was like whenever it got like that where it was like I felt I was making no ground, I was like, you know what? I could get there, but I don't want to waste all this time. But then you never actually get there because you give up. So that's when I was like, okay, I don't care. I'm sticking to it and I'm going to grind my ass off until it's done. And then I'll screenshot it so I have proof and then I can show how much better I am at everything than ducks. That was kind of like the whole point. I didn't even know ducks then, but I knew in my future I'd run into them and just have to prove it. Well, good luck with the studies and choosing your major. I did in information systems. I had a little cloud, but was mostly database. Well, see, that's like those three things. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's like they're all basically the same, just different codes and numbers. Like the difference of enjoyment between them is, I guess, what I'm referring to is all going to be like the same. It's going to be the same stuff, but done differently. And maybe that's completely wrong, but then that's what's like when I go to finally choose which way I was going to go. I wasn't gonna follow into programming, but like maybe I that's the way I should be going because then I'm like either creating an app or maybe even get into a game where like I enjoy both those things where cybersecurity and cloud is like cloud you're just moving endless information and that's like they all basically in the end they all are just numbers. Maybe again, maybe I'm just completely wrong, but it's numbers and it sounds like a 12-hour day is going to be boring either way no matter what you go. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Just like the brief stuff I've learned in my current stuff, that's the conclusion of what I'm coming to. And but again, it's not what I have to do, it's why I'm doing it. And that's the reason why I'd stick with it or keep down that path. Fuck that. All my accountant friends hate their jobs. Well, see, I mean, I think out of everyone here, I feel like most people hate their job, and of certain like taking out the like millionaires or stuff like that, like the ones that get lucky. But if you have like even a good paying job, like we're talking like 100 grand a year. So let me rephrase. I'm not talking about the ones that make over 1 million a year, because they're like probably living the dream. But people that make 100,000 a year, which is a great living, like everyone wants that, they'd be plenty happy with that. I think those jobs are probably ass and people hate that job, but because they make that a year, they like deal with it. Like you're thinking all the trade jobs that are hard as hell, and the oil workers, accountants, like again, nobody probably wants to sit and do crunch numbers for 12 hours a day. And I even thought about this for like doctors and well, I don't think nurses make that much. I guess that depends on kind of where you are, but like I thought about this for a doctor and surgeons. Like they make insane amount of money, but if you think of like their actual job, some of them are in surgery for like 15 hours straight. Like that sounds miserable. And then to be like have to be so focused and so like basically everything. I never thought about it that way, but to they basically earn the money they get because that job sounds awful. Because you always think like they make that money because they did 10 years of school and they're like geniuses now and stuff like that. They can do stuff that like 1% of the population can do, if not less than that. But then when you actually think about like what they're doing, having to deal with like this, like think of yourself when you're sick or something's like mentally wrong, you're not like the greatest person to be uh, dealing with, and that's a doctor is literally dealing with like the worst of a person, and then could be standing in a surgery room for how long working on you. Dude, I don't know what to do. I've been waiting on TBC all day. Oh, did the anniversary realm for TBC start? I did see, was that a YouTube video or a short that are the servers down or something? I can't even remember what was going on in that video. I started this Bellier video and I paused the music like an hour ago and I am what like 3 minutes into the video. I guess I could turn the music back on until I get ready to actually watch the video. Yeah, I feel that, Dux. I work with accountants sometimes being in finance. They're always either stressed, bored, or dead. I just need 258 more. What, points or runs? Is Ash trying to get Gladiator? I don't know. No, Elite. Well, yeah. Because you need Gladiator to get the Elite set, right? So yeah, I guess she's, yeah. I think she's still aiming to try to get Glad this season. I can't wait till I get your zoology degree. That was one. Obviously, going back into my big Discovery Channel Animal Planet thing, I was really looking forward to like being a zookeeper when I was younger, and then I was like found out what they get paid, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna work for my lifestyle, unfortunately. But that was like, if I had to pick a job for fun, that would be on my list. Get off Lemix and get me my T-Boos. Yeah, the when that happens, that's gonna be a while. I'll tell you that. I tell you that that's gonna be a while. If anything, that's gonna happen probably by buying it before actually farming it. Let's just say that. Nurses here make like 80 to 120K a year. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't make close to that in Canada. And that's, you're talking US money too, so like I think they're like 75K roughly a year. Obviously, there's gonna be some under, some over. But I don't think they make that much. Unless maybe in overtime. Maybe when people advertise, you don't usually advertise your overtime, and I don't know if they're per hour or salary either, so. But I think that amount is like a general, like the most basic doctor is probably like 120. I think. Again, I'm not an expert in that because I didn't look much into that because I knew who I was, but like that shit I could never do in my life, so I didn't dig very deep into the medical field when there was job suggestions. The only one I could have boarded the train on was a pharmacist. That's like the only medical thing I could have done. And also like a dietitian if you count that as medical, but I count that more of like health and fitness than I do like medical. Not gonna lie, I don't hate my job. I get to meet with interesting clients and travel some, but not too much. Good work-life balance. Bro, speak for yourself. I am the best no matter what. My wife's a nurse and works 36 hours, takes home about 80K USD. Her job is way harder than mine, and I feel like she should make what I make. So it does seem like I think your nurses make more than Canadian nurses. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do. And I'm guessing, aren't your hospitals like private owned, where I think mine are all government owned? Maybe that's like why there's a, because that again that's 80K USD, so that's fucking like 120K Canadian. So that's like a pretty big difference. And so I wonder why that is. Points, my elite set, not Glad right now. You can't hit Glad in solo shuffle. Yeah, I'm cooked on PvP. So you gotta earn points to buy the elite set. I thought you guys were saying for the elite set you had to get a certain arena rating, or is there a whole nother set called something different? And you're just talking about like the conquest PvP gear that you're farming for. Damn, zero faith. If I cared about people, I could be a nurse. Problem is I'd have to care for people like Stal and I'd just walk out. Yeah, no, that's what you could handle like vomit, shit, blood, guts. Like that's what you pull into an ER. You could see like literally anything, and I'd be like, "Yep, I'm out of here." That's disgusting. There's public and private hospitals here. My wife said a public could make more elsewhere. Maybe I'll look into that later to confirm what I've been saying. Again, not that it's gonna change my opinion. No shot in hell I could ever be a nurse, but I was like looking at it one day and I swear for some reason I seen like 75K a year average. But there's all different types of nurses as well, so like maybe I was looking at RN nurses. Is that what nurse works in like old folks homes or like that part of the building? Is it RN nurse? I can't remember. There's so many terms. Okay, you need 1800 rating for the elite set. And you can get the 1800 rating in solo shuffle. Yeah, that shit doesn't bother me. The shit that gets me is people being assholes when they are trying to be helped. Well, that's what I was saying. Like when you're angry or sick, you are like the worst of your moods. So imagine how long have I been 80 on this priest? But yeah, that like you'd have to deal with people that are in those moods because they're hurt, sick, angry, shit. Sitting in a waiting room, I'd get hungry. I get hangry. Be angry just because of that. Nothing could be wrong with me. You gotta get another like, yeah, you got a bit to go. If you're roughly 1550, getting to 1800, gonna have to lock in there. That's a pretty big jump. That's how much are you getting a win and how much are you getting a loss? Nurses take so much unnecessary shit, it's absolutely unacceptable. I mean, yes and no. Like I keep repeating myself, but if you're a nurse, think as like a nurse. If you know when you're sick or you're angry, how you act. If somebody's like dying of pain, they're gonna be angry and frustrated on that. So like you kind of get familiar to what you're expecting. The elite set is just transmog. RN is registered nurse. It's a certification. Yeah, so like, is that like the most basic one then? Because before that, you would just still be like what's apprentice is like the frickin' tradesman thing. What do they reference an unregistered nurse? Like you're volunteering? It's when you're CNA? So yeah, like so when you're still in your college or university and you're in your later years when you have to get like I'm making up a number, like 4,000 hours of And then when you graduate, you become the RN. Is that roughly how that would go? Which then, that's what I think, like the basic form of RN nurse was like 75K a year. Also, COVID really, really sucked for nurses. I could definitely imagine that was a nightmare. Yes. So now the nurses. No, it's not the nurses' fault. I have one. I have a story, but I can't really get into that live. So ask me later. I'll go into detail on that later. I got roughly 50 a win, and most I've got a loss was 40. Well, 50 a win, shit, that's a lot. Though 40 a loss is also a lot. So do they not know what area you should be in right now? Because usually, like, if you have a MMR and you get like a lot of win, that means you're playing a lower. You're playing a higher team, or you like shouldn't be in where you are. But also 40 a loss would be the same thing. Like you're too high than you should be. I'll respectfully push back. There are some patients who are impatient and hangry, that's fine. But patients that get physical and verbal is never okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you should never get physical. And again, I'm not saying that it's right at all. I just like me, this is just again me personally. No one has to agree with it. It's just like you understand. But no, like obviously physical, you should, that is just above and beyond. I've never been like, where's my food, and start throwing punches, or like I had kidney stones and I wasn't like that. I don't know if you've ever had kidney stones before, but that's some pretty horrific pain. And didn't walk in the waiting room throwing fists around. So like I I don't know why people get to that extent, but I mean, see, and by verbal abuse, I guess there's different phrases of that. Like I might be more like say swear words like to myself, being like instead of like oh this hurts, I'll be like oh fucking hell this kills, like stuff like that. Because I mean that could like fall under verbal abuse if somebody heard that. So I don't know like to the extent of, but I definitely have seen some like hard verbal abuse in a hospital before, and I seen like the doctors and nurse like literally say like we understand, basically. Like that's what I was trying to refer to. Like there's been a situation that I've witnessed where they are well and prepped for whatever is going to come their way, basically. I just got 30 from this win. I lied. Yeah, one of my boys is a ICU nurse, and he tells me some stories. An ICU nurse. Intensive care unit. Yeah, imagine like a fire burn victim coming in there. Am I doing more leveling? Yeah, I am. Yeah, if anyone needs it all leveled, I'm just leveling a couple more of my own, so I can farm you guys some game tokens. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I was supposed to do, God, what? I keep going back and forth. Do I do the last couple of achievements at midnight? Or not midnight? Legion Remix? They're all feat of strengths achievements. But there's like so many I'm not even gonna get anyways. after playing for 10, not playing for 10 years. Shit, I'm playing right now, and I started worth in too late that there's going to be how many feet of strength achievements that I'm going to miss. How do I tell? Never mind, I'm just going to create a whole different one. Yeah, my wife came home in tears many nights working on a trauma floor while people sling poop, people hit her, people smash her iPhone. People sling poop, are you sure your wife wasn't working in a zoo? Sounds like a monkey cage. I was in a lobby with people under my rating, so I only got 30. They're awful. Also, when inmates need medical care, they go to the same hospital and they act out to prolong the medical stay. Those patients are bad. I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate. So it only takes 3 years, 2 years of college study, 1 year placements. You get paid on placements, then you have to pass the exam. Back from the shop, logging on. Get to work. We're out here all slaving. Okay, so dwarf. Okay, it's definitely not a dwarf girl. Gnome? No. You said the other one is Draenei? I, st I still haven't unlocked the Alliance extra racials too. I should have done that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I guess female Draenei, Paladin, Moonguard. What's the name gonna be? The name I'm gonna be working in Goldshire, so it's gonna be hmm. Everything's taken. Why is every name on Moonguard taken? How many people are out here working the streets? My mother was a nurse. My sister is a nurse. I've worked hospital security. For me, a bad day is a client maybe yells at me from hundreds of miles away. I have until the 20th for my elite. I'm going to take a break from BM and attempt to learn MMM a little. Rogue it off remix. I gotta level my alts before it's gone. I need to get. How many classes is there? I just asked this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13. I don't have evokers on my second account, though. That is something. So 26 on my main account. 27, because I already had an 80 druid. And then I have everything. So 12, 39. I have like only 39, 40 characters. Because I just remembered my alt account doesn't have one of every alliance. It only had one of every horde. So if I do one of every alliance, then I have enough characters, or good enough. Yeah, I know. I can't do evoker, so I won't be doing the evokers on my alt account because that won't matter. I mean, I was too busy leveling all your characters to level my own. I would already have all of my I'd have all my feat of strength achievements done. I'd be running mythic raids and plus 12s on retail if I wasn't leveling all Duck's alts and then gearing them over and over. These are the sacrifices I'm out here doing. And all he has to say is complaining. I'd have endless riches being the king of Orgrimmar, but now I'm out here trying to make gold from the streets of Goldshire. What have I come to? All I can be thankful for is for my country. We very, very rarely have gunshot wounds, people falling off ladders, all types of weird infection, gang members turning up trying to imitate their way fast. Service is a bit insane. I could farm ICC on all 22 alts real quick. I mean, that sounds, I mean, Transmog is fire in ICC, but I think the actual mount, I think it's not as cool as it once was. There's way cooler mounts out now, and I don't even know, like, at this point being out so long, is it even rare? Like, I imagine everybody has the mount. Well, except Ash, because I think that's what she's there trying to farm for it. But I think most people have. I think most people have the mount. All right, is this Oh, okay, it is Yogi. Yeah, anyone is welcome to join this leveling since I'm just doing it for myself anyways. It's probably going to be like the last day of leveling, but sometimes that's a lie. You know me. People keep coming in, they ask for a level, and I can't help myself. I'm not going to be able to have this fun in the open world for a long time. I gotta when midnight comes out, I'm gonna have to get so much gear before I just run around to farm some gold, doing some number 25. There you go. Boom, Glory of the Legion freaking hero. Oh, you got it? Nice. I still like I don't think I have that one yet, but I'm gonna do it on retail. I feel like it would be a nightmare doing it on here. Though I say that, but when I was just doing that other thing last week, I already did have to remove a bunch of my, like I was set up, actually my character would have done the Legion, that Legion achievement, hero one, it would have done it very well because I removed all of like my thorn damage and like basically I was perfectly prepped to do that. I didn't even think of that. Because I spent a bunch of time like adjusting my character and talent and gear to be able to do something. This is how to get no kill stuff. What does that do? I still want for my collection for Shame Invincible is still cool, you think? I've had this mount forever. I don't think it's cool. Like, look at the mounts that are out these days. Like, see, this is back in my day. This is like these days. Back in my day, well, that's actually pretty old too. This one is from Legion. Back in my day, there's a pretty big difference between the old mounts and hey, look at this thing. This TPC. I don't even have the new mounts. Like, okay, here's one. Well, that's Legion Remix again. I basically don't have any new mounts because I haven't played, but that's what I'm trying to say is like they've outdone themselves. Like this thing. I bought this from the trading post. And then you got this thing from Vanilla. Mounts have just gotten cooler. This is how to get on here. It does 90% damage, though I don't know if you could use it in dungeons. This also helps gimp your damage. Well, that's what I had to mess with, like my versatility. I took off all my rings and trinkets that did damage. So I was basically unkillable with my new setup, but I just didn't do damage. Unless I specifically pressed a button to do damage, I wasn't gonna do anything. I really want the keystone mounts. Wait, what keystone mounts? Didn't we? Yeah, what keystone mounts are you talking about? I have a problem. Very much so. You have Wrath raid in 2 weeks. Make sure you do that. Wait, we have Wrath time walking in 2 weeks. Make sure you do that on all your alts to skip it. Oh, well, there you go. Ash, do Wrath time walking in 2 weeks. You get 5% chance to get Invincible Reigns. And you have like 20 characters. It's easier because of the daily reset. Which remakes do you have left? I might have some crossovers. I mean, I probably have every single one of them left. I haven't even started them. Hey Darkin, how you doing? What have you been up to tonight? Oh, you know, I'm boosting my alts tonight, but people are joining in as well. Everyone's welcome to join to level some alts, but I'm actually leveling my own in one of these runs. I gotta get a couple more characters because Dux is telling me that this, what's it called? Some profession thing. It slipped my mind now. It's gonna come back to me any second. Any second it's gonna come back. Concentration. That's what a word to forget, and then I'm literally doing that activity to think of what the word is. What the hell? Yeah, so concentration for professions. If I have a bunch of alts, I can get make some gold, and then I'm gonna turn all that gold into game time and give it away to my community because on WoW Classic, I had like a crap ton of gold, and I bought enough game time for like 3 years, so I don't need game time for a long time. So we'll just do some game time giveaways with the concentration we get. I am boosting. Yeah, we are boosting tonight. The War Within ones? The War Within? The War Within mounts. What? I don't even know what that is. The keystone is usually is the mythic keys, right? I got like 5 conversations going on at once. I'm trying to jump around. So the mythic plus keys. Oh, you're talking about the ones at 2,000 and 3,000 rating? I think that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, I'm nowhere close to that. And we have to do that probably before midnight, right? Or sorry, the pre-patch. So in like 6 days. I'm pretty sure I'm cooked on that. That's what I have not been doing a good job at, like doing the hardware content on War Within. And I don't even know if I can lock in with like 6 days remaining to get it all done. That would be like an absolute grind fest. So I don't know, maybe. I just need to get to 20 if you don't mind. Yeah, just message me when you get in. You can't turn gold. Of course you can join. You can't turn gold into game time and then give it away. You can have, yeah. Yeah. We'll give the gold away and then they turn it into game time. Or buy something with it. I really don't care. But yeah, no, I did know that. Now, can you transfer BattleNet balance? That's something else. Because you can turn game time into like the $20 BattleNet balance. So someone could actually buy like a game time token, turn it into balance, and then buy like a store mount or store pet. Maybe even buy midnight with it. I mean, yeah. So we either do that for the community, or what Gosu just said there, we could just spend all the money in Goldshire that we make. I mean, that also does seem like a good idea. Hey, bro, have some spot for power leveling? Yeah. Well, actually, the group did just fill up. Uh, the group did just fill up. So, but I mean, I got to level my alts tonight, so at this point, maybe we'll just do this all night. So once someone finishes up, we can swap you in. Yeah, you can gift balance. Okay. So we could go that route too, is I buy the game token, turn it into a balance, and then gift the balance. Make the guild a non-stop bachelor party. I mean, it's gonna be worse than that. I tell you that. What I got going down in Goldshire, I'm earning my money. Let's just say that. Let's just keep it at that. You can't gift the balance? Wait. Yes, you can gift using... Oh, like I can't gift $20. I can only gift the the item. Is that kind of what you're meaning? There's no shot you make any gold in midnight. I'm making gold with your trick of using concentration. Concentration for professions. And then we will compare how much gold I make in Goldshire to that to see whose strategy is better. That's what Fairy, I leveled some of Fairy's characters, leveling some of Gosu's characters. And see that most people go to Goldshire as a single individual, but when I pull up with the squad, we're gonna be making bank on the streets. Because everyone's used to just the one-on-one. where I'm providing like a 1-on-5, 1-on-10, something unique, a new experience that people aren't used to. You can't gift dollar values from mods, but you can buy. Yeah, yeah, but you are selling IRL goods in Goldshire because using pedofix is. Am I? No, I am not. No, no. See, I am not. I'm not mixing WoW and IRL. I work the streets IRL as well. That's one. And then I separately, whole different business, work the Goldshire streets. They don't cross over. Separate businesses. Oh yeah, this brownie was so fire. Was it a normal brownie or a special brownie? That's what everybody's asked me that. I don't even know why I asked that because so I mentioned this at work the other day. I was like, I love gummies. And everyone, whenever I said that, because I've said that before, and they've always thought I was talking about the special type of gummies. I'm like, I'm like, no, I mean like sugar gummies. Yes, I am a child. You have the concentration of a goldfish. Well, that goldfish is called gold for a reason because he's rich. I've been keen to gather in midnight early access and wrap my head around the professions. So, yeah, we're all doing that, right? Day one, maybe even day two. We're all just farming herbs and mining. Get a buttload of gold. You're joining me on that adventure because that's what I think I'm gonna do. Just farm like enough gold for like the entire expansion in 1 or 2 days. That's the secret. You're doing zero gathering? You're crazy. I'm gonna be gathering until my bags are capped and my bank is capped. I'm 18, so normal brownie? Good. Stay on the normal brownie. The other stuff, bad habits. Oh, by the way, something we should grind out once midnight slows down is guild achievements. Guild achievements. You're telling me... Oh god. I gotta fill up this and this now? Are these ones hard? Also, did you guys see? Dux was showing me this. The cost of a warband bank? What does Blizzard think I am? Like, I know... They think I'm the pimp in Goldshire. I'm not the pimp, I'm the worker. I can't afford that warbank. It was like 1,000,000 gold. Style. You picked what I do farm. Okay, go ahead in there. I mean, if you really want your transmog set, does it go away? Or does it actually... That elite set might actually become free on the 20th. Because... I don't know how that works again. It leaves on the 20th? Well then, I mean, If you want that set, you probably should buckle down and grind for that. All the old content isn't going anywhere. And then what Yogi just said is if you want specifically that mount, it has a high chance of dropping in like 2 weeks. Or not a high, but a higher 5% from the box you'll get. Oh, and you got a call back from a job, I'm guessing? Or did you accept the job already? That's awesome, Ash. Good for you. Gathering's the worst? It's not the worst. It's like the best gold farm ever at the start of an expansion. Now, is it fun? Well, usually not when you're doing it solo, but that's what we'll all be out there vibing, getting rich. That's how during Dragonflight, that's what I did for the first day. And I got so much gold, I transferred all 12 of my characters from a different realm to Illidan. That's how lucrative it is. It leaves the 20th. I can't get elite set after the seasons. So I'll give you 100k if you get No, you're giving me 100k for a 250k item? Man, what a deal. I You guys take that deal? I'd take that deal. I went into a store and spoke to a manager. They aren't hiring for what I applied for, but she told me to reapply and I'm gonna call tomorrow to see. Well, whatever gets you in the door, that's the most important thing. Once you get there, you can swap around positions much easier. Unless they don't like you. If you want a position in work and they won't and your employer won't let you swap to it, it means they don't think your work effort's good. I mean, yeah, all 12. We're talking 2 expansions ago, and it's not like all I did was raid then. I couldn't even raid on 12 characters, but I had them. There was once a day where I would have just dreamed to every week raid on all 12 of my characters. But I don't think that's me anymore. I don't think I'd be able to handle that. Yes, Gosu? Mine or yours? That is mine. I don't have a 79 one yet. That's what I can't I can't get it to drop. But I haven't been trying to get it to drop either. Like, I haven't farmed gear since the day they upped it. Unless you know of a way to get a guaranteed piece. The two ways I was doing it, like, I haven't done it in forever because I barely am over here, but you get a free random trinket a day back on the island, and then you can also turn wherever these things are, you can convert 10 into it, but then you're just like gambling, hoping it to roll. But yeah, I at this point I didn't really care because it's just more stam, right? I believe that's what I believe it's just more stam you get, but I can't remember now if it's also damage. Um, but yeah, I think it's just stam, and I was turning these into infinite power because I mean, not anymore, but there was a part of me that kind of wanted to hit the actual cap. But since I just barely been playing Remix these days, I just ditched that effort. Because if I actually cared, I'd be looting all these things instead of just ignoring them, but I don't care that much to get them. Yeah, but I'm like tilted and don't want to play BM, so I should learn MM and play more BM tomorrow. Being tilted is going to be your greatest weakness. That that's my League of Legends lesson of the day. Is even when things are going awful, you just need to laugh with it and like just purely focus on yourself. Because I'll tell you, yesterday was not a good day of League of Legends for me when I was playing. Lost so much. Has anyone else been playing the new League season? Because they came out on the 8th, so I've been playing it a bit, trying to work my way up the ladder. You got scammed out of 2.5 mil the other day. Tried to buy a Mythic Dimensions run to get a mount and they disappeared. Can't trust Moonguard. That's unfortunate. Were you able to report them and get your gold back? Like that, usually in-game things you should be able to report that and get them banned and refunded. I did something like that, but non-fixable because it was real money back during MOP. One second, I gotta sneeze. Yeah, back during MOP, I traded a bunch of in-game gold for someone to buy like real money game time and in-store pets and mounts. And later to find out that, well, Blizzard told me this, like later to find out that that was like a scammer that like steal credit cards. So like basically everything got returned except I actually showed this. I forgot I did show this on stream. I think this was the only thing that never got refunded. So some poor person lost like 20 bucks or like 10 bucks. I don't remember what these were back during Mist. So I bought basically back during Mist to Pandaria. I bought every store mount. And I don't know, was there pets then? How do you even look at this stuff? We'll do that a different time. But yeah, basically all of it got refunded. I lost my game time, lost my store mounts, and now I'm stuck with that as a reminder to not trust anyone in game trading gold for real money. I just figured it was some type of rich person wanting in-game gold. Ducks, you raid on 20 at once? You can't even raid on 1. So that's a lie. Imagine maining remix and not being max geared. I mean, yeah, you kind of got a point there. You kind of got a point there. It's only because it's the end of the season. Everyone is trolling on alt. I will play League when I get my new storage. I played a bit of ARAM with Green earlier. And I don't know this for sure, but I noticed how much quicker my computer loads in of a game and out of a game before the rest of them, because I was like waiting on the re-queue up screen for them, but again, maybe they walked away from the computer or reading stats or something. But that was something like I thought was finally nice to be on the good side of that, where I was just like chilling, waiting to rejoin a lobby. Hey there, fine sir. Looks like you could use some store mounts. Give me 1,000,000 gold and I'll get you some. Yeah, well, last time they did that, it wasn't on their main account. I don't remember if it was a level 1. I think basically what happened, because like I was aware of scammers. So what happened was, back then, it wasn't like I was like, holy, nobody scams for gold. I played RuneScape back in like 2000s. I know, as I would definitely maybe scammed people on RuneScape in my old days. And when my first thing on WoW, I played a rogue and I played it as a rogue. I was out there stealing shit from guild banks. So, you know, like I was RPing to the max of a rogue. So I knew of the sketchy stuff out there. But what I did was like, I think I had them buy first. So when it actually appeared on my account and then I traded them gold and it was working. So I just like went all in. Even so much so, I had a buddy back then. I was like, yo, this guy's actually like trading gold for real money and it's like working. So he put in gold, but yeah, we both got mega scammed. I DC'd. You will not learn MM in one night for it to be efficient enough. Just stick BM. Yeah, you're on. Yeah, I'm on. No, I had some things IRL going on. I had some things going on YouTube wise, and I did mention that in my last stream that I was looking to play the new League of Legends season a bit, because I know I'm gonna be grinding WoW like crazy, especially like midnight released. I'd imagine I'm hoping some decent content comes out for the pre-patch, but I don't expect to be playing the pre-patch like I will be midnight. Like it's gonna be going back to the old teenage years, grinding the shit out of midnight, where pre-patch is gonna be like not like that. It's the standard what I can get in. So I wanted to grind another game a bit to get like my fill of it, because actually before Legion Remix, what I was doing on Classic Mop was I just came off leveling 14 characters from what was the level? 85 to 90. I think that was the level difference from Kata to Mop. So I just came off that grind, which that was like that was a long grind. Leveling from 85 to 90 was and takes like 7 hours or something like that. I can't quite remember, but it was a horrendous grind. And I did 14 of those, and then I went right into Legion Remix, and I put like so much work into there. So I needed to like take a little hiatus of WoW while I wanted to play the new League season, and then we all prep for the midnight grind. I don't understand the game at all. Look at stats every time. Hello, look at YouTube. I see YouTube. I'm pretty much just slow at answering everybody's message. Unless your message is coming in way later um on my Streamlabs. But I'm usually depends on how active chat is and how off topic my story goes. I'm probably like 5 minutes behind on replying to people's comments sometimes, unfortunately. I basically what ends up happening is like I answer every comment that is read, but if a previous comment has me rambling, then it like delays the rest of the comments and I have to like catch back up. That I know like Green, you just messaged that, and I know Dux has mentioned that before as like a con that I need to work on, which is like I appreciate the constructive criticism. That's how I'll get better. But that's kind of what ends up happening, where that's what at this point, like as we keep growing, there might be times that people will have to repost their comments because of that reason, that I'll have to like if I fall too far behind, I'm gonna have to like skip some to get caught up with the present, and then that's what I have no problem with someone reposting a message if I missed it. I think that's kind of like what the conclusion we're gonna have to get to, because I want to be able to answer everything, but as more people join and as we are busier and busier and growing, it's just like physically impossible to answer some questions as in depth as I want and keep up with the new ones coming in. Imagine rambling and rambling. I mean, that's what I'm here for. The Ramble God X is my new name. Man, how did you pass my level? I didn't even think my ult was DC that long. Or were you always higher than me? I've been reading Greed's comments on YouTube. That's what they now have they been delayed? Absolutely. But it not like again everybody's been delayed. Because I'm using Streamlabs, it seems to be working tonight. Maybe it's not, but it seems to be working. And they all come like, when sent, they come in a row with the icon beside it. So it's not like I seen hey, a YouTube comment, I'm skipping this one. I've just been reading down the thing. Like if I scroll, well, I can't even scroll up that much, actually. Yeah, I'm just delayed reading them. Yeah, that's a con of my own doing. Yeah, that's what I guess like because right now I just continue reading from like a certain point that I just read and then I'll like work my way down. But maybe if I mentally are like, okay, I spent 10 minutes on this one comment or subject, I just move to the bottom and I catch back up with what's currently being talked about. I mean that in itself has pros and cons, but I guess if people know to like re-ask a question if I missed it and hopefully not get offended as if like I am ignoring it, that's what I guess pretty much whatever I do there's going to be pros and cons too. Did the stream crash for everyone or just me? Just you? Well, that's good. That is not me. Fine by me as long as you acknowledge every one of my comments. I'm ignoring every one of your comments from now on. The I mean, how has the new PC streams been going? I know one night we did crash, but I think that was I was in a massive like blizzard that night. But I think that was the only time, or have we had more problems? That's like I still haven't adjusted the actual stream settings, so there's like some stuff that I could fix, but like outside of like whatever I can fix with that, the stream quality, the audio qualities, everything's going pretty good, I hope. Also, at the end of this month, I am switching to Stream Elements because one, that's what literally everyone uses that, and the reason why I didn't was I don't think that was around when I first started. Like when I first started it was just OBS, and then when I did it just like randomly throughout then it was like OBS paired with Streamlabs, and that's what I've been using because it's supposed to be like noob friendly, and obviously that's me. But I've had like massive problems with it. Like I've been paying the subscription for it to multi-stream and whatever else I get with it. But half the time the comments don't work, and I've had like been the major problem. But we've had other ones like it not moderating anymore. I don't know why it disappeared. So there's just been like random headaches that I don't want to deal with. So we're going to switch over to Stream Elements, but it's going to take a bit of work setting up. I think that's like, because I looked up what the difference was, and it's like, this one is new player friendly, and the other one is once you kind of know what you're doing a bit. I'm hoping well, there's going to be guides on YouTube, so I'm just going to follow them to get it set up. I'll get 1600, then call it a night. I missed the audio going. God, could you imagine? I mean, that might be coming back because my headset is cooked right now. I told you my right earpiece fell off, and so it's been like being held, but from the actual band, like the cushion fell off, and now the cushion is like completely unraveled, so now it's like the right side of my ear is just like a cloth of paper with the foam, and then my headset, like, it's a disaster. And my computer's not reading my headset well because every time I open up my stream, my mic doesn't work because it's reading something random. And it's the same thing when I start up my computer. My headset doesn't work because it reads like some random ass. Like, it's the exact same profile name, but one works and one doesn't. And I don't know where the second one, like, why it started happening. Subs. Runs to a YouTube, starts making tutorials. ChatGPT should be able to get you set up real good. I mean, yeah, that's the plan. Put your address in chat, I'll send you some. Shit, if anybody says that, I'm immediately thinking there's a bomb on the way to my house, so. Let's not do that. Everyone keep their addresses separate from the chat, please. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna say, whoa. He's not. He's sending me a spicy envelope, one that physically gets hot after the time hits 0. Alright, I have almost 3 spots open if anyone else needed in. I know there was 2 people asking, and I mentioned them to message me in game. Guessing this is probably one. Yeah, everyone is welcome to come along. I don't know if Lapso is still around because he was asking, but that was a while ago. Because I just filled up. My in-game chat gets full, but I try to check it often because I get a lot of messages. Did that go? I could level a Drakthir. I I can't tell. I think the group. Well, Ghostu's about to ding 80. But I can't tell if the group is full or not. I sent out 2 invites. Yeah, I used my midnight boost to get a evoker. Sometimes I get random people also joining the party. I don't even know how they know to message when I'm leveling, but they just come out of nowhere and they just sit in the party and get leveled. Yeah, is Lapso and that's another thing. Like the Streamlabs chat doesn't go back very far. It's like maybe 50 messages. Yeah, I mean, Ash, I think I have a spot here. Like, is this? Yeah, this person is online. Who is this? This druid in the chat, in the community. Like, it says already in a group, too. Oh, that's what there was two people I know messaged. You still farming that thing in Zul'Farrak? Are you sure it's even Zul'Farrak? Wasn't it like... I thought it was Zul'Amens or something like that. Was it not this one down here? Either Zul'Grub there or the other one is up here. Yeah. Are you sure it's in Zul'Farrak? I thought it was Zul'Amens or Zul'Grub. Could you imagine if he was farming the wrong spot this whole time? That would be fucking hilarious. It's 100%. What he's farming a rare epic sword. It's called like T-Boos or something like that. I mean, all right. Okay, yeah, I'll get you in here, Ash. Gosu, if this other person messages me back, he's been waiting, so I will swap you out, but until he says something, yeah, feel free to soak XP. Yeah. Oh, you even said that. And Gosu is the real goat, on God. He knows, there's a couple of you guys that just, like, are geniuses. You guys just know what's up. And you're so, like, I don't know what's the word, like, appreciative and thankful. Like, some of you guys will come in and hit 20 and then go raid on your own time to level. Like, there's, like, the shit like that just, What I mean is, like, swing by Goldshire and I'll show gratification to all you guys. 2 for 1 discount. No, like, I don't mind people going all the way to going 280. I just have this one, I don't know who it is though. They messaged me in game though, and I noticed they messaged right there. But the group was full at that time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know which one was Gosu and I knew which one's Ash. That's what I just leveled Gosu's Hunter, so that's why I said if this person, whoever this is, comes back, they're gonna fill in for Gosu spot. But I don't know. Oh, okay. Or is there another version which fast and where it random airdrops? I mean, I hope that thing drops somewhere where not Reds, frickin' Ducks has been farming, because then he just wasted like a week, and that would be hilarious. But I thought we looked it up, and the options was one of the Zol dungeons, and then the other one was AQ 20 or AQ 40, but he said something like either it doesn't drop there anymore or something. I can't remember what he said, so that's why he's stuck farming the other location of it. You just bought. Yeah, I mean that is the cost of it. Ducks, did you just look it up and find you're farming the wrong spot? Because that's what he wants me to give him one for free. And I'm just like, this thing sells for 250K. He wants one for free, and then he's like, well, I'll buy it from you for 100K. So he wants me to spend 250K and give me 100K. And I'm like, I got 20K to my name. Okay, so that's a lie. 43K to my name. How the hell am I going to afford any of this? Well, Mr. Ducks and his bank has like 2 million gold. He's trying to steal my 43K gold, and he has 2 million gold in his bank. Something's a little sus over there. Can you have gold? I can give you 1,000 gold. That's about all I can afford to give out. Pay the ferry, I get blessed? Well, you don't have to say more. Come trade me when I'm on retail and I'll give you 1,000 gold. I actually... Do I have 20 or 40K on retail? I forgot about this character slowly accumulating gold. I might have 80K gold. I'm rich! What do you mean? Why do you have to wait till midnight to dual wield on warrior? You've been, unless did they take that away? You've been able to dual wield on warrior for a long time. 2 one-handers or 2 two-handers. Now did they take away, what was that ability? Titan Forge? Titan Wield? Something? It was like a specific spec that, it was what, Fury? Fury could dual wield two-handers? Oh, you can transmog two-handers to one-handers. Ah, that's what you want to do. Titan's Grip. Yeah. Again, I am still waiting for whoever in the community this is, because they're in the community here. They even leveled one time. He wants to hold one in each hand, I think. Or wait, yeah, or are you trying to... I get what you mean. He's trying to transmog his two-hander into one hand? Well, no, not if he, like right now... Okay, right now, this is what I assume he was thinking. He's playing a warrior, he has two-handers, but he can't transmog his two-handers into one-handers. So he has two... I don't know any weapons names these days, but let's say he has two of these stabs. He can't transmog Timu's into his two stabs. But during midnight, he will be able to. So he'll be wearing two-handers, but they will look like two of the one-handers. I think that is what he was referring to. The other one would be he has... Oh, I didn't realize warriors hold two-handers in one hand. Yeah, if you have Titan's grip, you can dual wield two-handers. Now again, don't quote me on that's what it's still called, but that's what it used to be called. Was Titan's grip. And it was like Fury only. I don't know if Arms can now do it as well. I'm not... Talents and that whole system's completely changed. Alright, my paladin is 80. I'm so confused. Can warriors not dual wield one-handers? Yeah. Warriors can dual wield one-handers. Again, well, okay. They used to be able to. I don't know if they still can. But from my days, yes, they could dual wield one-handers. And then they can dual wield two-handers if they were a certain spec. But again, something might have changed. And what he wants to do is turn his two-handers into looking like two one-handers for transmog. But if he actually wore two one-handers for damage, I'm assuming it would be trash. I'm guessing that's like the logic behind it all. I kind of want to try something because I am curious on how much quicker it is to level. And it fixed the problem Green had last time when we were doing the Legion Infernals. Kind of want to check it. But how can I do this? I'm also on a shitty server to do it on. But I am curious because that we stopped. You guys are at like the perfect level for it. So I think we're gonna send it. Hold with me guys for 1 second. Let's see if I can stumble upon something quickly here. Oh shit. Ash just left. Maybe I can't leave if she just went and laid down. Let me see where it spawned at least. Oh, you are still here? I don't even see where it is right now. Yeah, because I'm on Illidan, it's gonna be too. Oh, right there actually. But this is probably not a good spot. Yeah, it just respawned too. I think because I'm on Illidan, this isn't gonna work. Yeah, like somebody's already here to kill it. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of people. Yeah, this is not gonna work on Illidan. Not a shot in hell. Guess I'm coming back. How about Blade of Hana? I mean, what's the price tag on that? Let's look it up, see what it even looks like. This thing says 700,000 gold when I just Googled it. Is that right? Sure. Yeah, I thought the last one for 250k was too cheap. Let's get this other one. What's up, D-Clax? How are you tonight? Fury had single-minded Fury, so you attacked a lot faster. So some weapons that had procs made you do more damage back in Kata, which felt odd because you wanted two-handers as Fury with Titan's Grip. No, just two-handers. It's only 500k on your server. Well, that's a steal. We're saving 200k. I'm laying in bed. I can still hear you though. Yeah, well, we decided to just stay where we are. I think I know a spot. Maybe I wanted to test it. That might be slightly faster, and it's still somewhere we can AFK and you don't have to move. But it's a little bit more to set up. And it's not going to work on Illidan because it's too active of a server. It's absolutely not Giants. Giants suck. And and to even further agree that the problem with them is what I said. It's two things. They're too spread out, so you have to move with the person to get full experience of each giant, and that was confirmed because that we looked into that. So the problem with Green mentioned it when we did Infernals one time, and I think most people agrees they would much rather just AFK in one spot and get leveled than have to move around. And if you're not moving around, you're way more limited to the giants you get to kill, which then they don't respawn quick enough. So if you just wanted to get from like 10 to 20, giants would be pretty good. Because you could probably do that with the limited giants that are in your area. But going all the way to 80, giants suck. How many 80s do I have? My account specifically, we're gonna have I have like what I just did the math. I have like what 40? I can't remember what I said. 40. And now you're gonna say, well, I have 300, 400. All right, but what time investment is the difference? Then also, what happens if I add every single person I boosted? Because those are technically like I leveled them, so it's my spot. What are we at then? How many? Gosu alone said he has like 25 people. Have I leveled all 25 of them myself? I don't know. But let's add up all the accounts that I've boosted here. Am I not leveling any of my own alts? Well, I gotta go soon, and that's why I wasn't gonna create another one. I was gonna go for a bit more and call it a day. But yeah, like over, I did 2 tonight, so if I just do 2, if I do 2 more, maybe 2 more nights of a little bit of leveling, I think that'll be pretty good. I think I'll be okay with that. Plus, like I said, there's this other spot that I kind of want to try, but I'm worried that it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be slower. So that like I don't want a slower spot, but I do want to try it. But I need to not be on a popular server, which is also like a problem. So I'd have to use like one of you guys to phase me to a different server to give it a shot. But I'll maybe look into that tomorrow. Because after flying over last week, we like flew all around the map again, and this other spot is being used by like probably power level sellers, which makes me wonder if it's is better than this, because this spot used to be like always packed with people, like people that sell. I assume it's people that sell. I don't know for sure, but I always would see them like a demon hunter with like boosting 5 people. And outside of a streamer who's just like actively boosting 5 people. Yeah, I'm just leveling D-Clax. I was leveling my own account, and since I was leveling my own account, I was inviting anyone that wanted to come in and get some levels. Because basically, why I'm leveling my own account is the other night me and Dux were talking about how many alts we have and why I don't have more to do the concentration to get like free gold basically. So when we figured that out, I was like, you know what, you're probably right. I should get a couple to do it. And I don't like know what to do game time tokens and just give them out to the community. And then people can, I'll give you the gold, and then you could buy game time. You can turn it into Battle.net balance and get them out, whatever you guys choose. But I thought that is a smart idea. So over the next, like, we only have like, what, 6 days left of Remix. I'll probably use like 2 or 3 of them to get a couple more alts for myself. I want to farm gold, but I don't know a good farm that's not professions. Farm transmog, it's slow, but it's kind of fun. I want to start trying to sell incredible RAM. Build an alt army is the best thing you can do. I made millions of gold with transmog. I'm just researching which ones are rare but so good. So, okay. Since Dux, you seem to be the big transmog farmer. Now there are... Okay, I mean even... I don't know. Basically, why I never did it so much myself is because, let's say there's like different tiers of rarity, which like there are. So, but you would kind of sell all of them, I assume. So the first tier is like not that rare, but people still want it, and it sells for like 10 gold, let's say. So, and it costs 1 gold to post it. So, do you not think like you lose more gold over posting that item like 10 times so you like never actually make gold? Like that was like the same with if you go up a level to something slightly more rare and now it costs slightly even more. I feel like I could post and now it's worth 100 gold. I feel like I'd post that item 100 times and it's still not sell. Now I just lost again. Like I feel that's why I never end up ever really doing transmog farms and posting it. Just because there's probably how many other people doing it, and how do you compete and not lose money? Because like the bots are just gonna undercut your transmog like instantly. And does the auction house deposit if you cancel an auction early to like re-undercut? Do you get that deposit back? I don't remember how that part works. Sell tokens, don't worry about gold. Sell tokens? What do you mean sell tokens? Like buy them real money? Or it would be impossible for me to type it all out. We can talk about it in a call. Nope. Start typing. Well, that's like, so basically you value your time for gold. So, and how I do that is like the most average gold farm, let's say, gives you 10,000 gold an hour. I don't actually know what it is these days. I'm just making up a number. But if you transmog and you farm for an hour hoping to pull like 100,000 gold piece, you farm for 5 hours, you finally get one of them. So like now you're valuing, so right now you do like the 100,000 divided by 5, that gives you a number. It'd be 20,000 an hour you've made basically, but then now you have to value the amount of time you're selling it, not only from the amount of gold you're putting in deposits and fees, but also all the time you're posting and reposting. That's what it gets so many like steps that whenever I was like for serious farming hard gold, after going through all that stuff, I felt like most of the time it was like not as good as people thought it was. But if you're pairing it with something like you're also doing that raid to farm a mount or a pet or something or an achievement, like you double up on something or just, I guess, wanting something new, I can see that. But that was always my thought process on it. When do I gotta leave? Whenever I decide to stop rambling. Which could be never. Yeah, I mean, I knew of the T-Mog market, but again, see, I don't know as much as either you two because I didn't actually like go into it that much. Like because along with farming achievements back, because basically what I would do before is I do all the end game content, and for me that was raiding. I didn't do much into PvP. So once I achieved that, then you're just like raid every Tuesday. You log in, do the raid, and then you're done for the rest of the week. So then I started doing achievements, but then I also got to a point for the achievements that the only ones I had left were ones that I were like daily or weekly or like seasonal. So it's not something I could grind every day. So then I was like, okay, what's left? And then to me, I went to making gold. So then I was starting to like look into all the different strategies out there. But I never went too much into that one. I attempted it a couple times. I'm trying to remember because it's just from memory. There was like a farm right here. Well, this map has changed, but I think it was like right here was the location that I did. And in Fellwood, killing like little dragons or whelps. I think it was in Fellwood, or wait, or was it in this one? I can't remember where the little whelps were. Does 50 take you with max XP bonus? None of you guys even have max XP bonus. I have a love-hate relationship with Xmods because I love the gamble, but posting sucks some days. Also, you're worth what you post, so you have kind of know what is worth posting, what is not. If you have a capital, flipping is really fun. Scary but fun. That was like another. The only flipping that I ended up ever doing was like shuffles, and sometimes people will post an item that vendors for more. So like I've done that flipping, and I've done uh what's it called? Crafting profession shuffles. Back in, was it Cataclysm? I think it was Cataclysm. There was this shuffle that you could or like prospect ore to get gems, and the gems would sell like 70 silver to the vendor or something like that. But I ended up putting so much gold into buying ore, and then I was prospecting them all, and I had a massive amount of them in my bags, but I went to bed and I woke up and it was patched, and I lost so much gold, like an ungodly amount. And that was my warning to whenever I do some type of flipping like that, that before I go to bed, I always cash out no matter what. Or I always cash out in certain like percentages because of the what can happen. I will still buy in bulk because like if you don't buy in bulk, somebody else might steal the profit, and I'll run that risk that it gets patched mid while I'm doing it. But usually they only patch stuff on a reset, so and that's usually in like a morning. So that's my rule I pass on to you guys. I made a crap ton of money on WoW Classic Cataclysm. That's how I made a lot of. That's how I bought all my game time, and I still have so much gold. Was for Firelands there was a rep vendor, and because I was in a Race to World First guild, my rep was insanely above like the average person. And Epic Gems were selling. What were they selling for when I first started it? I can't quite remember. 100 gold maybe? 200? I can't even remember. And I could buy a rep trinket. All the items from the vendor were above like 100 gold or 200 gold. So it wasn't worth it. But for some reason, this one single trinket was like 80 gold or something like that, 60 gold. So I just bought this item like thousands of times and just de-eat it. And then I would just sell the stacks of gems to enchanters on WoW Classic Cataclysm. Like I made millions of gold doing that. And then I converted it all into game time for a 10,000 gold per month. 10,000 gold a month of WoW. And I made millions doing that flip. The gold market over there is massive from all the GDKP farms. So there's so much gold in the system. And I never understood why the game time was so little per gold conversion. But then I later found out like if you just started coming to the game, like or just started the WoW Classic, like you didn't have near that gold. It was just because I was in the gold. Like I did a lot of gold GDKP raids a week. So if you weren't in that system, you weren't like as rich as like basically the average person. Easy one that used to be amazingly hard to find, but buying rare and expensive pets, other servers can cage them and send them. Server that sells more. All I can say is alt. More you have, the more you can make. Even just stupid world quests that grant a couple thousand gold a day. That's what I thought about doing for War Within. There's that one quest that gives you like 2,000 gold, and it's like 2 minutes. Holy massive raid. How have you been, Miss Duke? I appreciate that. Thank you. Were you playing Overwatch tonight, or were you on WoW again? This is what we were talking about actually when you were in last time. You were back on Overwatch? Yeah, this is where you come in here and I can boost any of your alts on the Legion Remix 10 to 80. Super quick. Yeah, I did a short Overwatch stream today. I've yet to play Overwatch 2 myself. I played Overwatch 1 back in those days, but I haven't touched it since then. But there's like 6 more days of Legion Remix. So make sure you come in one of these times. We'll get some of your characters leveled because I am leveling my character. Well, not right now. I was leveling. I did 2 of mine tonight because it goes so quick. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess like basically the concept of leveling along with what you just said, after playing WoW for so long, leveling is a nightmare to me. I hate it. So whenever I can get it done fast is why I always like get in on this stuff. But I can see what you're saying, especially if you're playing with people. That's what makes this game fun. No matter like pretty much what you're doing, just leveling solo to me is the worst thing ever. Yeah, exactly. Style only plays solo. I mean, there was a day when I was like that, but I much prefer playing with the community. That's why we started the Twitch community. Damn ad breaks. You know, I gotta love hate relationship with the ad breaks. I get like one penny for an ad break. It's all gonna add up, you know. We gotta recoup the $5,000 bill of building this stream PC. One penny at a time. Let's go. Though we're not gonna do the math in what it costs my electric bill to run the PC and the internet to stream. We're just gonna add up the penny over the however long that takes. I'm pretty confident in my tank paladin right now. I know the moveset the best. I really want to do raids for the next expansion. Maybe we can do a collab stream for some WoW raids and you. I mean, absolutely. That's what we're going to be doing normal and heroic raids. We're not going to get much into the mythic raids because that's usually what I come from is like a hardcore background. And that's what I strive for, and I know the effort it's going to take to set that up. And I'm not going to be like, I'm going to put my effort into content creating on YouTube and then on Twitch that I won't be able to run a mythic raiding guild. So like that's what I've been very straightforward with everyone on that. That's like the one and only thing we're not going to get up to as a community here. It's going to be less like of that and more of basically everything else. But I'd definitely be down. Look at WoW chat. No, you don't have to hop out. I just stay in here until you get as high as you can, and whenever I gotta go, I'll just head out. Don't sweat it. How much prep is a mythic raid? So there's going to be different tiers of how much prep is required of mythic raiding. So like I don't know how much of WoW you know in general, but a raid is Is there still LFR raids? I think there is. So you'll have like a dungeon queue version of the raid that's like beyond easy. I don't even get it. Like why it's in the game, they say, is so people that don't have time to group up with people, they can experience the new bosses. But you basically learn nothing from it because all the mechanics are so dumbed down that you don't do any of them. And then your first actual raid is going to be normal mode. And I believe they're all still flex, so you can have from 10 to 30 people. And the raid will flex in difficulty to how many people you take. And that's going to be like the most, probably most people do that in full clear. And then you'll have a step up of the exact same mechanics, but a bit harder, more damage, more health. And that's called heroic mode, and that's also 10 to 30 flex. But the real raid people consider is the mythic raid. And now that's hard capped at 20 people. So all the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a flat difficulty. It doesn't go up or down like because when you do the normal and the heroic and you can flex raid, I think it's 14 people is easier, like much easier than if you had 15 people. Like there's weirdness in a flex raid. And that's why on the hardest difficulty being mythic, it's like one amount of people, this is the difficulty. And now within that mythic difficulty, you'll have people that full clear within like the first month or two. Those are going to be like your sweat lords. And that's going to take massive amount of prep, an ungodly amount, especially to a new community. If you aren't planning on joining up with someone else and creating your own mythic guild, like I would just say like it's actually not even possible. And then the further out you go from the content release, like there'll be quite a few guilds that will do like the first, I don't know how many bosses are in the new raid, but let's use the current raid. Clearing 1 through 4, a lot of guilds will do that throughout the expansion or throughout the season. But like getting the last 3 are like, the last one is always like basically the next to nobody, and you talk to the full population of WoW. These are like the ultimate professionals, not professionals, like people that grind week after week for the entire content. Only those people will get them, and like the actual really good players. Sometimes it's the same thing for the second to last boss. But then like the first 1 to 4 are doable by pretty much anyone. As long as you go in there like week after week and you over gear it, you pull it like 300 times and you finally get it down. But that's what all that will take way too much prep work for like my community. And by kind of how that happens is if they're not fully committed to it throughout like a tier, a lot of people will start and stop. And when you're doing mythic raiding, you can't really do that. Because whenever you get a new person, could be a new class, could just be a new person, strategy might change, and then you got to redo the strategy. And when you're trying to play with like, I don't want to call them bad players, but like they play WoW for fun. Let's just refer to like that. You're gaining percent, and whenever something changes, that just like throws that off. That you are then basically restarting your push. That it just like it all becomes a mess, and that's like that doesn't really happen like that. It definitely doesn't happen in normal because you end up getting so much gear through your vault and mythic plus keys that you just start steamrolling normal. and then heroic is like the same outcome, but like maybe the last boss in heroic is the last difficult thing. But now you're talking one single boss to grind on instead of like the entire raid on mythic difficulty. So that's why I know we won't do any mythic raiding. At the end of the season, like close to the end, will we maybe do like the first one or two? Like maybe, but I don't even want people thinking like that's a possibility. Honestly, Alfar is harder than normal due to the... I mean, that's probably fair. That's probably fair. I mean, yeah, like I'd say I think 300 wipes deep is probably like undercutting it, honestly. Like seriously. Some people on the last boss on Mythic, like does WoW Progress show that? I don't know if they will show that. If you go, you know what will show it? Okay, so what I'm doing is I went to Wowhead. I'm gonna go to the last person, the last guild that just cleared. I'm not even gonna go all the way because I don't know how far this is go. So I'm just gonna use Obey, which is 285th guild on US that killed Mythic Dementius. Now I'm gonna go to Warcraft logs, type in their guild, and I go to what, progress? Is this where it shows it? Yeah, okay. Okay. So it took this guild 571 pulls to kill this boss. So that's what 300 is undercutting it. And that was just one out of every, so who knows what everyone else is doing. I played with the DPS yesterday in a dungeon that had a Paladin Mythic Worth inset, and I was like, damn, that's impressive. But with what you're saying, that makes it even more impressive. So there's different ways at this point of the game. Usually near the end of the expansion, they make life kind of easier. So he could have just done Mythic plus 10 keys every week to farm Mythic gear, which is still impressive. Is it as impressive? In my opinion, no. But it is still like something that a lot of people don't get to. So that's another way of doing it. But yeah, like that's what in the end it's way more than like my community, and if you're starting a fresh community, like I don't think it's gonna be in our playing cards unless you like see I have like work outside of my stream and I have schooling, so like to do those two things plus build a mythic raid guild, if like just not as in my cards, but if that's something you want to push for, because it's a lot of fun. Like to me, raiding is the most fun in WoW. But I do have an unbiased opinion. A lot of people like the mythic pluses. And then some people like PvP. Thanks for the stream and boost. I'm going to slide and I'll tune in to Soka. Please kick it or log out whenever you feel like it might. Yeah, might want to check it out. It will get worse at midnight with the add-ons going away. If you will be aware of. Well, that's what I have this video pulled up since the start of the stream. We were supposed to watch it or listen to it at least, but I never ended up finishing it. And it was actually talking about the add-on. So Bellier, I don't know. I don't know who the biggest YouTuber for WoW is these days, but I always used to watch Bellier for like updates. and he just did a video at this point 7 hours ago, and it's talking about the add-ons. We're 5 minutes into it, but like here it
and at
is.
the expense of the customization features that so many people, including for accessibility reasons, said they wanted. Well, to state the obvious, what was showed off in those demos is, yes, a competitive advantage. Those things are absolutely useful. Blizzard themselves have stated that they consider knowledge to be a part of gameplay. That means knowing what a spell does. It means remembering what to do during a certain mechanic, deciding whether or not you need to press a defensive or a healing cooldown. Blizzard want you to do that thinking, or some would even say that playing of the video game yourself, and to not just be playing Simon Says with an add-on. And the thing is, when you actually play through them, Midnight's dungeons and raids are designed around and balanced around people no longer having access to add-ons that would tell them what to do. And that means material changes that I think many people will love. Casts come out slower, there are fewer casts, and mechanics generally take much longer to resolve, meaning that you are playing within the mechanic for longer rather than just that feeling of you need to react really quickly and be completely right now, sorry you're dead. Which to a lot of people was stressful, thus driving them wanting add-ons. But those add-ons, of course, made solving the problem easier, meaning that Blizzard would then, make it not last as long, or make the right answer be something you'd have to come to way quicker, right? Basically, it led to Blizzard tightening their design tolerances so much that a lot of average people felt left behind by how the pace of the game had developed. And it's not just content design that's changed. The game has already got built-in text-to-speech for most mechanics, and that's because bosses have got...
We need to turn it up. I think I have it maxed. I do have it maxed. I mean, I'll post it in the chat here too. It is a little low. Yeah, I have it maxed. My shit's not. I'm not an expert at this old streaming thing. Unfortunately, it's something I'm learning still. But I linked it there in chat, and so basically from what I know, for Midnight when it first kind of dropped, their big thing was like, okay, no add-ons. People freaked out, and then they're like, okay, we'll keep like profile customization add-ons, but their whole thing is like, and what he was saying right there was raids, if we go back to the very beginning, were just like stupid easy. It's like, okay, don't stand in this water. And your buttons, you press one button and that was your rotation. So as WoW got harder and harder, people wanted an add-on to say like, hey, you're in the water, get out. So because that add-on could do that job so easily, Blizzard had to make the fight harder. And then add-ons would like fix the next problem. It's like, okay, don't be in the water, plus be stacked with a starfish. So down here. So then the add-on's doing that, but basically what happened was the fights got harder because they had to keep stacking things on top in it, that if you didn't have add-ons, it was just like beyond hard, and fights got like super long. You had to do all these things. Uh, like at the beginning, if you stand in the water, it wouldn't kill you immediately, but over like 5 seconds it'd kill you. But now a mechanic like one of your pinky toes touches the water, instantly dead, or instant raid wipe, like stuff like that was happening. So that's why they're like, you know what? Okay, no add-ons. We don't want that because fights are getting way too difficult and way too punishing for like no reason. That it's like too stressful and not fun for like the average WoW or new WoW player. And that's was a lot of people's opinion of why WoW wasn't growing. Was it was just too much and too hard for a new person to get into it. So they removed that you could have add-ons. Then they said we'll let you customize like your profile still. So like if you don't like your map or your character profile right here, you can change it kind of the way you like it. Your art, what's it called? Like letter styles, just basically stuff like that. But people have found workarounds to the system, apparently, and that's what this video is going over. I haven't finished it, so I don't know what Blizzard's response to it is. Is like, are they taking away some more customization or are they bringing some more back? Because people are using an add-on that just changes customization and a website, it seems, to work together to kind of do what it was doing before with an old add-on. So like what happened is in this raid, in this video, I assume one of the Race to World First guilds figured this out. They're styling this nameplate. This is called like a nameplate. So they're having custom styles for each mob of like kill orders. So like if I pull this one, oh my god, my thing's gonna kill it before I even pull it. But say there was two targets, this this one would have like a square on its name to be to show like, hey, this one needs to die first, and that one would be like a triangle, and this one need to die second. So there was like add-ons doing stuff like that of when a boss fight comes and 10 ads spawn instantly, this add-on that is just changing the style is now like telling you exactly what you need to do to succeed, and that's what they were trying to get away from. Do I use OBS? I use the Streamlabs OBS, and but I just canceled my subscription with them, so at the end of this month, I am switching to Stream Elements. I think that's what it was called. Do you have an audio application beta for browser? No, I have nothing like that. Style, how do I make party frames, raid frames? You go options, interf, where is it? Yeah, interface. Uh, um, they changed this on me. Is it here or is it? I kind of remember now that we got this. You go to edit mode and you click. God, I can't remember where they changed it. Because I just had that same question. I mean, I could quickly do it here. Right there. That's where you click the party frames and you click use raid style frames, and then you can adjust it more. I would recommend OBS, and I can help you get it all set up. You can put stream elements in OBS and not worry about using stream elements. Well, yeah, I'll look into that. I had no preference over what I used. I used to stream like 12 years ago, something like that, and I used OBS because I think, as far as I'm aware, that was the only thing out there, but I could be majorly wrong. And then I noticed from that point to now that OBS and Streamlabs either partnered up or something. I don't really know what happened, but I noticed there was a Streamlab OBS, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use this. And then I was like, I seen you could multi-stream on it. So I was like, okay, I'll get the subscription because that was required to multi-stream. But then my problem with this software is like the chat, the multi-stream chat always breaks on me. Just chat in general, honestly, in Streamlabs always breaks. There used to be a Streamlabs bot in the chat that would like post my Discord and like little things that I've set up. I don't know where it's gone because it hasn't worked for like a month. So and I looked around, like all the other big streamers are using Stream Elements, as at least the ones I looked at, and that's why I was like, I mean, if I'm gonna do this right, I may as well do what everyone else is doing. OBS is very good since it's free and bare, kind of like Lemix, super customized. So that can all be done on OBS, and multi-streaming is free on OBS if you download applications. Well, yeah, I'll definitely look into that then. Because this was like, I mean, it gets the job done, but I don't like the headaches it's come with. Especially like if it was free, okay, I'll deal with some headaches. But I'm spending like, I don't know what it is, $25, $30. I can't quite remember a month. You'd think like their product would basically work perfect if they're gonna charge you. No problem, Ash. No problem. Is is Nox's declax, I believe, right? No, no. Did declax never join in here? There was 3 people that never ended up joining in. This is Shaolin. Lapso never came, declax and that druid. I mean, it's up to you, but I can help you get all set up. And yeah, you should get away from that. I can. He is fading, boys. Yeah, that is right. You just hit me up on Discord. I am in your Discord, so you find me and I can get you set up. Well, I appreciate that, and thank you again for the raid. But yeah, Dux is 100% correct. It is past my bedtime, so I appreciate everyone coming in tonight. Appreciate those Twitch primes. Thanks again, Duke from the raid, and thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna be heading to